Welcome to another episode of the Softwarepreneur Show. My name is Pamela Dale, your GHL gal, and if I got a treat for you today, we've got a former PI turned Facebook guru. Jody Milward is with us. Welcome, Jody.
Hey, Pam. I'm so excited to be here. It's always great catching up with you.
Yes. Do you remember where we first met?
Of course I do. We were at,
You remember this
are
time?
we allowed to, is it
Yeah,
a case of he who shall not be named or the software that shall not be named?
right.
We were at, it was in now, that was Nashville. It was Funnel Hacking Live, even though we've seen each other around
Yeah.
on the internet. I even remember that first time he sent a message through when it was talking about the certification that they had and exploring that option and our journeys there. So yeah, we go way back.
Way back. Yeah, I loved it that you were so generous with your time. I'm very courageous, and if I see someone I'm attracted to, I'm like, who's this lady? And I reached out and you were so generous, you got on a call with me. And
Yeah.
from there I was always so grateful and have been watching your journey. And we had an opportunity to work together for a while as well. And you started
Yeah.
Social Charlie, which was your little sass.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was quite Pam, man. I'll put you through the ringer with that. But you were amazing. You're amazing. So yeah, it was good. Good times. It was hectic, but yeah, you were like a champion.
Yeah, I think every SaaS that I've become involved in, it's always the same. And I think that's something that people don't always really understand, that they think this is
Mm.
supposed to be easy. And why doesn't think, let's just move over 20 funnels from ClickFunnels and boom, we can send email overnight. And it really isn't that way.
Mm-mm.
It
Oh
isn't.
my gosh, it's not, it's not. And then when I see, like, like I've got a little bit of a team sort of together, and then we had you on board as well, who, you really spearheaded things because you knew all about it, which was, oh my gosh, so essential because it just sort of just went, we decided on something and it just was like, oh, scramble, scramble. But even now, so it's like, and then the ongoing support as well that is needed with it.
Yeah.
And there are opportunities where you can white label that support, which is I'd 100% recommend that. But when I see people and they say, oh, I'm launching this SaaS, and it's like it's just them, I go, holy cow, do you know what you're in for here? Because it's a matter of, okay, so if people need support and assistance, it's you, right? If they like, we had issues and, they go off to Go High Level and it's like, sorry, you're under this agency account. I've got to help you. So then you need to sort of dive into support and all those kind of things. So while, and I'm very, there's, it's mind blowing what is out there. And I just had this itty bitty little
Mm.
view of it. But, yeah, so there's so much opportunity there. And that's where it's, like for me, I came back to like, okay, do I really want to have this whole SaaS arm of things for where I'm going with my market, who I need to serve? Or am I happy just to refer people over to Go High Level as an affiliate, right? So they take care of them. I just get the nice little affiliate cut. Thank you very much. So it depends where you're going, like where you're wanting in my business. So, for those, or just to explain the situation, we jumped into it because I had a program which I created. So it was a white labeled Facebook ad training because all the ad managers are going, I'd love to create a program, but I don't have time. And then they had something for people who didn't qualify for done for you services. They could offer this. So brilliant, brilliant idea. What is the practicalities of it? And this is where Pam came on board to support people as we got them on board. And so then, yeah, it was that complexity. So we got it so that we could have these snapshots and the snapshots could go over and bang, it was easy. But no, it was a bit more complex. People had their own Go High Level accounts and yada, yada, yada. So it was a big learning curve. And yes, Pam, you were amazing through all of that to just figure things out. And you were on the blower, as we would say, to the guys at Go High Level to get the latest, greatest information to make sure that, everything was getting set up correctly. So your ear to the ground. And then we had that opportunity last year. We went to the first Go High Level event, wasn't it?
You and I were there together.
And
Yeah.
we were there together. It was their first one. So it was like super exciting. Pam was completely, sorry, Pam, but you were completely fangirling. You know, the guys, the founders of it, right? Because you've spent
Love
so
them.
much time with them. That's right. You're there on the calls. You're always talking to them. And then, and it's that case where it's like, oh my gosh, get to finally meet someone in real life for the first
Yeah.
time. So that was super exciting for all of us. And yeah, like going to that event, and again, just how you were able to show your expertise to people there. So yeah, so I was very thankful to be able to work with you through that crazy sort of time.
You were so kind. I wanted to have this show to showcase you and your absolute brilliance for Facebook. And I appreciate that so much. But I was totally fangirling when I met Sean, and he's so kind to me. It was such a great opportunity to be there. And one of
Yeah.
the things that you're so generous is you do what you're doing right now to everyone that we meet. And it's been, oh, I'm forever grateful. You've been so kind. You are an incredibly intelligent woman, though. So let's just like talk about this.
Okay.
Facebook ads. How did you end
Oh,
up over there? Tell me the
yeah.
story about Facebook ads.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the story. Well, I absolutely fell into it, right? Because none of us have grown up saying, I want to be an ads manager when I grow up, right? It wasn't even an option.
Right.
So my sort of journey was, the kids came along. I just worked, I was a receptionist for a government department. Kids came along and it was like, okay, I need to do something that's going to be family friendly. So I was looking for these options and I thought, I'm going to be a teacher's aide, right? Perfect, because I'll get school holidays and that'll be amazing. Except, kids still get sick during school days. So you'd still have to ring up and have time off because, that. And then you'd be in a different school. And so you can't go to the kids' activities. Even if you're at the same school, you don't always get there. So it wasn't an ideal fit. So it's like, what am I going to do? So that's where I bought a magazine. Remember those old things, magazines? And it was a business opportunity magazine. And I saw something that was like, working from home, getting unclaimed money. So it's like a Robin Hood situation, right? You're getting money from the banks and the government and giving it back to the people that it belongs to, because after a certain time frame, it goes over to these government departments and it's hard for people to find. So that's what I did. And that was the PI days. So I was doing skip tracing, tracking people down, getting money back to them off the government. And so, of course, the government didn't like that. I got, a few $1 million back off the government over to the rightful owners, and things started to tighten up. So it was like, okay, it's time for something else. And that's where I looked at some business opportunities with some friends. We white labeled some weight loss products. And that's when I sort of started looking into Facebook and the advertising and that side of things. And I just fell in love with it because I could see the opportunity that it could give to anybody starting a business, but also to people like me who didn't actually sort of have a business, but I could be that service provider and offer it as a service to businesses. So that was sort of my journey, how I fell into Facebook ads, so to speak, because, like I said, I was a government employee. So when someone actually said to me with that first business of the PI stuff, that's very entrepreneurial of you. It was like, what does that even mean? What is that word? Like, seriously, remember that? It's like the first time I'd ever heard it. So, and now I still even have difficulty spelling it. But anyway,
Yeah.
so that was the journey. So I just sort of fell into it and just one step after the other, kept going, put myself on Upwork, got work full time with an amazing company in Canada where we just absolutely hit the ground running. Made $1 million in sales in the first 9 months and a couple of million within 18 months. So it was just, and I was doing like the ads, did the funnels, diving into what's it called? Keep now, is it? That's what was it? Infusionsoft. So all the things, and it was incredible experience. I was so grateful for it. It was just a matter of like, all right, I'm in here, I'm figuring it out, I'm doing all the things. But it came at a cost, so we were doing launches. So I'd be up at 3 a.m. I'd do 24 hours. So it was like I just burnt out. So I had to just walk away from that. And at that point, it was like, what am I going to do now? So after a couple of months of getting myself back together, savings dwindling down, to like nothing. I was like, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to go off and work at a factory for $20 an hour, or just put those big girl panties on and get back out there? And when I thought of like the $20 an hour thing, I really literally felt myself dying on the inside, because, there goes my time freedom, right? I have to go off, I have to get off out of the house at a certain time, go off to work, punch in, punch out, come home, 9 to 5 gig. And so after, having this flexibility of like, I can just wander out to the kitchen, have something to eat, I can stop and pat the cat, I
Right.
could do whatever. So I was like, right, I'm getting back into it. So then I made that switch, and it was like, right, here we go. And I was back up to $30,000 months within a couple of months, and then just kept going. So working with clients, running their Facebook ads, and now, like, yeah, for the last few years as well, but now that's more of my focus, to equip and empower other, particularly women, and in their journey as a Facebook ad manager, so that they can, get that confidence, increase their skill set, to be able to charge more, as well as, helping other women who are on this journey of like, well, what can I do working from home as an ad manager?
What a great story of reinvention. That's what I heard. You just
Mhm.
constantly would reinvent yourself. And it sounds like maybe, and I might be putting words in your mouth, but it's like, oh my God, I can't go back to working for someone else.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
No, couldn't do that. Couldn't do
And
that.
there's so many women out there like yourself, like you and I think that kind of look like us in this age group. And you
Mm.
used a figure of $30,000 a month. Holy, that's game changing money. Like game
It
changing
is.
money,
Yeah.
game changing
It
money.
is. And for a lot of us, and that's what I talk about with some fellow ad managers. Like, we've got one of the students in my mastermind. She just like did 2 launches in the last few months, where they both spent, one was about 300,000 in ad spend, one was 400,000 in ad spend, and they made like 4 million and 5 million in sales. And but it's like, here you are managing, 400,000, total of two of them, $700,000 in ad spend. And it's like, that is like 15, 10 to between 10 and 20 years of wages for a lot of people,
Yeah.
right? That you have actually just spent in a couple of months. And so it's just mind blowing. And her background, she did have some sort of marketing background, like it was back in the days of newspapers and things like that. But, she's got her sort of, more grown children, and in this sort of same season in life. And so it's not as if she's just, did a course and then she's running these ads at this price point. She's been doing ads for a while. But it's just mind blowing as to like the opportunities that are there, spending, making ad spend that is like more than somebody's wage, making in a month what, and that's another one of my students, Cassandra. She's making more in a month running Facebook ads for clients than she did in a whole year as an ESL teacher. So it is mind blowing. And then when maybe talk about these kind of numbers, because also when you do this kind of work from home thing, like, where you're building funnels for people or running Facebook ads, and you're just doing it from your little office at home, people just, oh, it's just a little hobby. When are you
Right.
going to go off and get a real job? And I know, like, for one of my clients as well, we were spending $100,000 a month on an SLO, like $27 product. And so she was making like, $300,000, $400,000 a month. And she was like, she felt really uncomfortable, like talking to people about it, like, how much money that, she was making. But it is like totally possible. And that's where it's like, while it is not easy, for sure, it's not easy. It's a matter of consistency and just applying yourself, getting out there, doing things afraid. The doors open. Maybe you won't hit a six-figure month. Maybe it won't be a multi-six. Maybe it won't even be a $50,000 month. But even like just $10,000 months for people can be huge. Even for some ladies I talk to, their goal would be to make $6,000 a month,
Right.
because they're just making $2,000 a month as a hustle, working full time somewhere now. So the opportunities are there. But like I said, it's not necessarily easy. It takes consistency. It takes, you have to put in extra hours, right? Especially in the early days, where you might have that 9 to 5 job and you're going to come home and you're just going to want to have your twisties, sit on the chair and watch Firefly Lane.
Yes.
My life at the moment. Um, but you pick yourself up, and it's that matter of like, I'm putting in these extra hours at night because this is what I'm wanting to achieve, like, down the track in the next year, that I want to be out of the 9 to 5. I want to be doing this full time. I want this kind of income revenue goal, because that's going to enable me to, be there for the kids, to be able to pay. And that's for a lot of women that are in my communities at the moment. Yes, there's a part of it that's contributing to the family income, but it's also a matter of like, my Facebook ad management services has put a pool in the backyard. It
Right.
has, this is, some of the case studies, got the family off over to Spain, right? It's been able to provide things for them that just doing that 9 to 5 job just wouldn't. And it's, getting to enjoy things of life.
Yeah, it's very, very powerful. I started as a bit of a funnel builder, kind of
Yeah.
trying a lot of different things as well, and grew to that kind of money at one point. And I remember driving in my car with Antonio with checks, because he would mail me checks. Um, $20,000 worth of checks one day. We're off, hobbling off to the bank. A
Nice.
couple of just farm kids, like we're just simple folks, right? And I remember
Yeah.
thinking, it was a game-changing day for me, because I had never thought that was possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, it's 1 o'clock on a Tuesday and we're off to the bank. Like I remember just, I still have trouble putting
Yeah.
words to it, but
Yeah.
from that point, it was always, oh, now that's the new bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now it was, but when you're first starting out, I remember I couldn't make a nickel for my life. So it was the
Yeah.
client game. The client game was the tough part.
It certainly is. And like, and in all honesty, I have ad managers in my community that are in that struggle bus of, getting those clients on board. They know they're great ad managers,
Yes.
but it's just getting clients on board. And that's where it can be tricky, because either, yeah, maybe they are working full time. So they haven't been able to put that time into that networking, into that connection, into sowing the seeds for their business. And that's where I say that first hour of your day is what you commit to your business, right? Don't just sit down, fire up ads managers and get started on your clients' accounts. You need to focus on your business first. It's like, it's the oxygen mask on the plane.
Yeah.
You look after yourself first. So I don't know where I was going with that. There was something that you were saying. Made me think of that. But yeah, the client hustle. And that's where, yes, it can be challenging. And yes, in all honesty, you most likely, for a lot of us, get to a point where it's like, I'm just printing out my resume. I'm going to get a job, because this grind is, it's just too hard. And for a lot of ad managers, that client, because yeah, when you have a business like this, you are doing like the lead gen, you're doing the sales calls, you're doing the accounting, you might have a bookkeeper, but there's still bills that you've got to pay. You're doing the operations, the Asana boards, you're doing all of the things, as well as the client fulfillment, and like doing the ads, doing the meetings with the client. So it can feel overwhelming. But when you've learnt these skills like we have, it's a valuable skill that businesses all over the world are hiring people for. So you can get a job and slot in at an agency, slot in for, a company that is looking for a full-time builder or a full-time media buyer. You've got more opportunities for you there that are likely going to be more rewarding, pay a high rate. And I have done that in the past as well, where I've had ad managers that are like, it's just like a fire hose to my face doing all the client stuff. I just like running ads, and I just want to run ads for people. So I've introduced them to an agency owner, and I think that was about the same when we met at Funnel Hacking Live. So what was that, 2019? And they're still working together, right? It's an amazing arrangement that these guys have, it just struck up. It was the right people at the right place. So there's opportunities there that when, you've learnt skills like this, that, if you do get tired with the client chasing the hustle, there are still plenty of opportunities. Like, even I'll say, like, get onto Upwork. I know Upwork gets a bad rap, right?
Yeah.
And yes, they take a bit of your cut, but that's where I got like my gig with the guys in Canada, and it probably equated to a $200,000, gig. So I was like, get yourself out there, because at least people and businesses that are on Upwork, they're online. they have that sort of space. So there's less education that maybe you have to do with them versus, if you were to just go to a store down the street and they're going, oh, Facebook's only for posting cat videos, which
Right,
is awesome. I love my cat videos.
right.
I said, no, Instagram's the place for that actually. So, yeah. So, I mean, there are clients everywhere. I actually did a post the other day. I had to dig it up. The irony of it, right? I had to dig it up from my Facebook newsfeed. It was about a phone book. I was like, we don't have a phone book in the house. I'm going to have to find that photo from however many years ago, which thankfully I did. The next day, seriously, the next day, a phone book is delivered. It's like, what is the universe saying to me? So, but I was looking for that to say, like, here are businesses that are paying to be in a phone book. There's thousands of businesses just around us, right? Yes, not all of them are the right fit for your Facebook ad done for you services, but at least if you have that skill, or if you have the funnel building skill, or if you have a skill like this, you can productize it and offer it as either a VIP day where you can get just something set up for people and not do the monthly retainers. You can actually offer coaching or consulting to their team members, to their in-house people. So there's opportunities. It's not just here's the done for you work. You can also offer in these other ones, which is, a great way to be able to scale, as you would know. So it's like if you're talking to people, they don't know how to build these funnels, they want to get on to go high level, they don't know how to do it,
Yeah.
then you can do some consulting with them rather if they don't have that $20,000 for you to build something out.
What I heard was the flexibility and being open to whatever comes down the road. There are so many
Absolutely.
possibilities out there for everybody, and everything's perfect. And I think that's what I loved about this was the options or the choices that I would have, and I could make a different choice at any time. I'm just fascinated by the whole thing. I'll never forget the last time I was sitting and going, okay, I'm going to go get a job. I can
Yeah.
still physically remember where I was sitting because I was so desperate. I remember thinking, this is it, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And I think it was just like kind of what you had said, what I felt when you said it. And that was, oh, on somebody's grave, is that going to happen? Right? Like, come on, I give it. And then I gave it one more shot. And I've never had the thought again. But it was
Yeah.
yo-yo for so long, that if you're in that spot, what would you recommend to people?
Gosh. Well, like I would say, okay, well, first of all, it is like, okay, how desperate are you for the finances? Because if that is something that is really impacting you and stressing you out, then it may be, well, yeah, okay. Like, with me getting this factory job, it might like, well, to keep the lights on, to take a bit of stress and take a bit of pressure. If you just need to breathe, then yes, possibly look at, a job. But find something that encompasses your skill set. And you might find that, like as an ad manager, you often get paid $70,000 a year, which could be like, sweet, okay, I'm happy with that. And that, again, could just be for a season.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't be. Maybe you'll go there and you go, I'm so happy. I can actually, because here in Australia, we get 4 weeks holidays a year. So I was like, I'm on holidays. I don't have to look after ad accounts. I don't have to manage clients. I don't have to do this. Ideally, though, you get into a place with your business where you can have a VA or a team on board. But, if it is just you freelancing, it could work out really well, right? Or it could just be, look, this is for a season. And I'd really encourage people who are in that situation where it's like, I do need to pay the bills. This has been too hard and this is causing me a lot of stress. I do love doing this. But just things are really hard at the moment, to show yourself some grace. And because I think that there could be a stigma for people where they think, I'm a failure, I haven't made it work. And just, don't listen to those lies, because you've actually shown more courage than a lot of people around who just go off to their 9 to 5 and then don't even think about doing it because they come home from work and have their twisties and watch Firefighting and they haven't tried to build up their skills at all. You have done that, man. You have put in hard yards because, like, seriously, all this online stuff is hard. There is a different platform every time you open a browser. There's changes to Facebook ads. Yet there is so much to it. So kudos to you for like putting in the hard work, learning this extra valuable skill, which, um, businesses around the world need. And, and it's okay to just go, I just need to have a bit of a rest at the moment, see if someone will just, pay me. That's fine. I don't have to do all these other things. And then just see where that sits for a while. Enjoy getting the pay, enjoy having the weekends off. Then, if you do get those itchy feet that's going, no, I'd really like to just be able to pack my bags and head over to Costa Rica, then look at that time, right? At least if you've got the skills, right? And you've gone and you've worked at an agency or you're applying these skills at another business, you will learn so much more. You'll see, like, okay, how does this business work? How are they liaising with, copywriting department? How are they doing this? How are they doing invoices? You will come out of it with an even better expertise to put into your own business
Yes,
if you choose to come back to that.
so true. So Facebook ads, can you really make money with Facebook ads today?
As an ad manager or
Both.
both, both. Yeah, absolutely both, right? Like I said, there was one of our ad managers, so she just did these launches and she had a 6-figure month, just her from
So
these
it's
two
not a
launches.
not a unicorn like we see in the back in your on your desk.
No,
Not a unicorn. No, it's not.
no, no. So you totally can. It is still there and available. And I mean, actually, like a lot of businesses we've seen, ad costs have actually gone down over the last couple of months. So things have been better on the Facebook platform. Not as stable, like, back in the heyday of like 2017, 2018, you could just launch an ad and it could run for weeks and weeks and weeks. So it's a bit different now. Is a lot more volatility. You've still got to be, changing things around. But again, ad costs have gone down, so that's been great. So, yes, you can totally make money with Facebook ads. Totally. What it comes down to, and this is where a lot of people have been caught out, and a lot of businesses is, up to the iOS changes a couple of years ago, iOS 14, that really derailed a lot of businesses. So ones that were just sort of, getting by and doing good, and their ad managers had been saying, well, we really need to work on this messaging, whatever. No, it's fine. The ads are all working. Everything's good. Well, that's when things went because they didn't do that extra work. Facebook lost all its audience, well, not all its audience, but major changes to the audiences, etc. So that's where they've had to scramble and go, oh my gosh, and they've had to go back to the drawing board and really work on their messaging. So it's really, so they do work, but to really make them work needs the owners to come back, identify who their avatar is, who it is that they're exactly talking to, really dial that down and go beyond just the here, come and watch my webinar, here, give me money, to giving more, right? So having more content out there, gated or ungated, so that people can actually see who they are. So you can build that awareness with your audience more, build the affinity with the audience more, and establish your authority with the audience more as well. So going beyond just those conversion campaigns, investing into the nurturing campaigns, reach campaigns, engagement campaigns, just so you're visible. Like, that's the thing. So many people they'll spend, like, they say you got to do a reel every day or 3 TikToks a day. I was like, damn, who's got time for that? All right. So it's like, just do a couple, batch a few, and then put some ad spend behind it. And all it takes is like $1 a day. So $10 a day, you can be getting out, being seen in the newsfeed every day. So you don't have to be makeup ready every day, creating all these reels that you don't have time to create. Create a few specific ones. Know what it is that your audience is actually wanting and is after, and create that content, put it out there, amplify it with Facebook ads, so that, people see it. Because the number of times me, my clients, my students, their clients that have had people, oh, I've been following you for 6 months, or I've been following you for a year. So they're not just opting in, because we don't go into a shop and buy something in every shop we go into, right? And it's the same with Facebook. It seems Facebook ads came out and everyone's like going, okay, instant results.
Right.
Not like that. Okay. So we're nurturing people. So people will be coming back, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. So it's that matter of staying in front of them in the news feed so that they don't see your offer. They go, that's interesting. And you've sparked that idea, then you disappear. And then your competitors come along and they're picking the fruits for the fruit trees that you've planted, right? And now, as of the time of recording, there is something that's coming out on the 1st of June, so a few weeks out, limited data use, because now California, Colorado, and Connecticut, their state laws are like, you can't retarget people who live in our state. Thank you very much. So we're going to be really impacted with our retargeting and our lookalike audiences to those 3 states. So even more importantly, we need to consider our budget and our marketing on Facebook and keeping people on Facebook, building up our audiences there so that, if we do lose them going to our website, they're still engaging with us on those platforms and we can still retarget them there. And that's, very cost-effective marketing, when you're retargeting our people on Facebook. So all of that to say, can you make money with Facebook ads? 100% yes. You've got to do the work though, every step. And this is where our course creators, our coaches, our consultants, man, it's hard. You've got a lot of work because you've really got to dive into your avatar. You've got to know, you've got to have conversations with them, hear what their pain points are, bring that back out verbatim into all your marketing stuff so that when they're reading it and they're engaging with it, they know that you've got them, they know that you can help them because you know them so intimately. Whereas, like if you're e-commerce, it's like, here's a little lipstick, a lip balm, get the lip balm. Oh, I like the lip balm, I shall buy the lip balm. So a lot easier sort of they've got their own deals with profit margins and things like that. But 100% people are still on Facebook, right? However many billions there are every day, they're still on Facebook. It's a noisy place. You do need to sort of stand out. But again, like with those strategies and everything that I just mentioned, that's how you sort of stand out, connect with your audience, build up that loyalty, and make yourself the one that they go to when it's time to buy.
Time. I find every day talking with, probably 10 business owners alone today, that question, who's your avatar? Still, it's astonishing. They don't know and they won't go do the work.
It's hard work. It is. It takes
Go
time,
ask the
right?
questions. Yeah. I always say, how many of your avatar have you talked to? And I'm, okay, what's your answer? And I've been talking about that for years with people. And I'll never forget the first time I did it. I still remember a little orange notebook. And it was back when I was trying to be a life coach. And I interviewed 15 different women. And you know what I found? They actually kept saying the same things over and over and over again. Each and every one of them. And I could go through the book and I could highlight it. And it was almost verbatim. And I've never forgotten it because I was like, oh, that's interesting. They're all using the same words. I wouldn't have thought that that was true, right? I'm open. Somebody tells me to do something, I'll go, I'm crazy enough to go do it. And I'll never forget it. So today I do the same thing. Like, okay, tell me about, and I find it maybe is a little harder to get 15 minutes of people's time, but it's really powerful to have that wording. Like
it is.
Word. Yeah.
It is like saying those own words back to them. Very, very powerful stuff because people read it and they go, that's exactly what I've been saying, right? Strong stuff. So it takes work. And when you've got a business, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to do this. That is the essential thing. That's where you need to start.
Because it's going to cost you money. If you don't have to
exactly.
spend to get the data, I used to tell that to people. Not that I'm doing Facebook ads. I used to, but I don't anymore. But it was, okay, time or money. You're going to need the data. How do you want to get the data?
Exactly.
How do you want to get the data? It's up to you. And it's dangerous out there in Facebook right now if you go out with a full wallet and stupidity, right? It's Zuckerberg
Yeah.
well, right? And I'd rather have
Yeah.
the pool myself. So what do you think about selling software? Like lots of people white label and go high level. Do you think you can do ads for software? What are your thoughts?
You can, and I do know people that do it, and they do well, because that's the thing, right? With software, with platforms like this, like with Go High Level, with ones that involve like your CRM, where people, all your funnel pages, all those kind of assets that are real, painful, right? Just ask me, because we're migrating, really painful to get off. You have potential there for a lot, really high lifetime value, right? They're going to be there. They're going to stick there for a long time, because it's just too hard to get off and move. So the investment and the returns for it are, can be substantial. So therefore, it can take a while to figure out those numbers. Obviously, if you're just starting up, then you don't have, 2 years worth of, built up memberships that are coming in. So you would need to sustain that. Whereas, starting out, you don't know what your lifetime value would be. But I'd say typically, you get people in, they start using the program, they built their stuff on it, and then it's too hard to move, so they're stuck there. So you need to know, like for a membership, for example, that's where I would typically say that you would expect to pay with your ads about 3 months worth of someone's membership to get them on board as a member. So therefore, you need to know the lifetime value of a customer is going to be 9 months in that membership. So at least you're going to make 6 months membership off it, right? So in the case of a SaaS, it's like you would ideally want to be knowing, okay, people come and they generally stay for 2 years, or it averages out at whatever it might be. So even though you're not going to be wanting to pay 2 years worth or a year's worth of getting, that cost, at least if it costs like 3 months worth of a subscription, it might cost $600 to get someone on board. You still know that you're going to be coming out ahead at some
Right.
point, right? So, yeah. And I think so I don't know. I've done SaaS once. It was just for a little app that was like $9. So that was a very different ball game. But yes, I do know others that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a month getting people into their SaaS, doing the demos and all the rest of it there. So when you look at that, and then, the lifetime value of what it might be, like it might be $3,000 a month to have somebody on your SaaS. So therefore, if it costs you $500 to get someone on board, and then you know how many people drop out after the 14-day trial, etc. It all comes back to knowing your numbers and
Right.
how much you can afford to pay to get someone on board.
Right.
So yeah.
My favorite person, RB, he used to say, the marketer with the most amount of money wins.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you
Exactly.
can pay more to acquire a customer than the neighbor, so being really smart with Facebook ads, or hiring somebody who's really good with Facebook ads. I get a little
Yeah.
up when I'm in the Facebook group and somebody says, I need a VA for this, and this, and 17 other things. And could they please run my Facebook ads? And I'm like, what?
Really? I know. I know. I've seen those
Right?
posts. And I am paying $10 an hour.
At
Like,
best. At best.
crazy stuff, crazy stuff. Yes. And so when you are starting out, then obviously it's probably going to, maybe, unless you've got other equity behind you, it's going to be challenging for you to be the one who can pay the most, right? Because you probably
Yes.
can't, because you're up against some big guns. So it's like, okay, well, how is it? What can you do to bring people in a different kind of way, right? So whether it is still some sort of marketing, and this is where like some ad managers or funnel builders, you might have your own agency one, and then you bake it into like whatever your monthly retainer cost is, right? So it's like you get your clients on board, and you see, that's the tricky thing, like we were saying earlier. It's like there are so many different platforms, like my ad managers will come in, someone's using this software, that software, this one was like, I never heard of that one.
Right.
And then they're spending so much extra time because they've got to install pixels here, or they've got to figure out how to use this sort of funnel. Whereas if you go, okay, so to work with us, we'll get you set up over here. And whether that then is your own platform. So if you've got it there as a SaaS, either, you get them white labeled and they're not white labeled and affiliated into Go High Level, or you do bring it into your own and then it's just baked in there. We'll have these sites here. We'll run traffic to this, because then you can just have another snapshot. You can just customize it for that client. You've got those pages. And and then away you go. And so I think that is a beautiful way to be getting people on board, with the SaaS. And then also, so you may part ways with them, but they may still use those pages. So therefore, if you do part ways, it's like, and then you would have that in your costs. So this would be $197 a month. It's included while you're with us. But, if it comes to the time where we do go separate ways, for us to continue to host this for you, this is the price.
Yeah, software
So
with
I think that's a great way.
I think the software with the service when you're first starting out is really great because that money
Yeah.
will get you keep the lights on, so to speak, right? And give you that
Yeah.
marketing money. And then you
Yep.
slowly, because we know what it's like to bring on a lot of people at once, right?
Yep.
It's whoa. And I
Mm.
tell people all the time, they're like, well, let's go get 100 people. And I go, oh, okay. So you have $100,000 worth of infrastructure behind you to manage
Yeah.
that, because that's what we're looking at. So if we can just do 4, 5, 10, and and then get moving, then we're talking, we'll have enough of the monthly recurring and it can really help. But
That's
that
right.
with the service really makes a difference. Something you touched on that every single person that, and I had the same question, was affiliate or SaaS, affiliate or SaaS. And you mentioned it at the beginning of our call. And you kind of are still doing a little bit of both, yeah? Or
Yeah. Yeah. So we stopped bringing people into our SaaS. I was like, that's it. If you've got stuff built out here now, we will continue to support you. We just had an issue where, so like with this program that we've got, right? And this is, it's very tricky. The affiliate, the reseller program, the snapshot. So we've created it so that it's like, bang, you can just upload it here. Here's all the videos, here's all the trainings, snapshot in, and away you go. And then we just had an issue with someone that it didn't work. They're with a certain white label sort of GHL provider, and it seems like that software is not letting us import this snapshot. So then my team has had to spend however many hours, two of them, uploading all these videos into the other person's account so that they could get it all done. So it was all there, even though it worked when we put it into other
right.
Go High Level accounts, but it didn't work with this white label one. It's like, so there was that kind of thing, all right. So it's like providing that kind of support to these people who, and she does that, they do have their own sub account in ours, but they wanted it over on theirs. So there's just those kind of complexities that, when it comes to you've got them on board with yours as a SaaS, having to provide that support. And that's where you go, okay, can I provide this support? How much is it to pay? Like there is white label support out there. How much is it to pay them? And then therefore, is that all worth it? It gets to a point where if you are focused on getting people on board doing the SaaS, then yes, you would get to a point where it would all be worth it. Outsource it. So, it's not taking up your time. Or then you've got to consider, am I going to have team members on board who are going to support this? And then consider that as well. So there's a few considerations. So like if I were to do it again, I would certainly be thinking, oh my gosh, this SaaS, do I really want to go out? And again, for me, it took so long. And that's again why it was great having you on board. I'm going, what's the difference between agency and SaaS or whatever the heck it was? I don't know. It was all just so confusing, all this different terminology. And then I got to the point, it's like, I'm just happy to give them a link. Here's Go High Level, go knock yourself out. All these snapshots are in there, all these, things for all these different companies and whatever, all the funnels that you will need, they're there. You don't need to have all these other ones. So just go knock yourself out there. Go High Level team will support you and away you go. So, but saying that, now as I'm looking at how I can better support ad managers, as we were talking earlier about getting clients on board, there are some amazing integrations with Go High Level that helps with people with lead gen and all the rest of it, that we could, and again we could do this as a snapshot. They could get it into their own account, or if we just go, you join our program and here it is, bang, it's all done, because we know how overwhelming it can be, right? Jumping into this new product, especially Go High Level, it's a beast. And whereas we can say, okay, we'll just create this application funnel for you. Because I know for myself, like back in the day when I started to look at, having an agency, it was like, okay, I've got to build this agency application funnel now. And so then for a lot of newer people coming out who don't have that sort of funnel tech abilities, it can be so overwhelming. And so, our course can be finished and they still haven't created it because they're trying to do all the things and all the learning. So this is where I'm now thinking, well, maybe it would be better for our students if we were able to just go bang, give us, okay, we're going to create a subdomain for you, not a subdomain, but another domain, and it's going to slot in here. It'll be in our sub accounts. Here's all your stuff, all the rest of it. Here's some leads to go with it as well. Away you go, get your clients on board. So that's got me going a bit again to go. That would be an amazing experience for them, really help them out. But what's it going to look like then for us for the support for that? So that's something that I'm sort of a bit wiser about now to go, what are we going to do? So I do have concerns because I do talk to ad managers who would say, oh, I'm white labeling SaaS now. And it's like, okay. So I was like, okay, good luck to you. So it is, because it seems to be like a really low barrier to entry with it, right? You can easily just
It's just like when you and I, low barrier to being a funnel builder or a Facebook ads person. It's the client game. It's the psychological game that we have to play, that we have to buy into. And I'm so sick of the bros that are 20 on TikTok saying for $5 and my 8-year-old cousin can build a SaaS in 3.5 minutes. And I'm like, you little son of a bitches, you're bringing people in. They need the dream. They were looking for the answer. This is a great answer, but if they had all the facts, it's for some, it's not for others. Like there's no way in hell that would ever fit for everyone. But what I heard you say is that you can start here, you can change your mind, you can come back, you can do it this way, maybe again, maybe. So it's that same thing that you said when you were reinventing yourself when you first started. You can still reinvent yourself on the SaaS. Nobody's getting hurt, right? Like
as long as the people that you've got on there initially, you're still looking after them, right? And then that's the commitment as well, because if you do start off and people have built their websites on your SaaS, it's like, okay, now we're either going to continue to provide them with support, or we're going to help them and actually will do their migration off over onto their own Go High Level account, right? So you've got to just be willing to go, okay, so if I don't go ahead with this, we're still going to be looking after these people in some manner. But it was just good to sort of pause, stop, get more familiar with the product, with what the benefits of it are, how it can better serve my community, and go, okay, so now that we're maybe a bit more prepared, we know what it's all about more, now we can, let's start offering this again, but get some other systems and stuff in place first. So but I mean, it's a great opportunity. Like I said, there's so many plugins or whatever they call them, integrations that are just amazing to go with it. And it continues to blow me away seeing some things that people have done with it. So, but like we say with our Facebook ads with our clients there, you're playing the long game, right? Sure, there's some people that can go out there, they'll smash it, they'll sign up, however many, awesome, kudos to you. That's amazing. For a lot of us, that's not the case. We grind a bit more. It takes us a bit longer. But if it takes you like 2 years to have like 500 people on board, so what's that? That would be however many a year, a bit slower to go out with, but eventually being like 30 a year or so, 30 a month. Right. That'd be, So, even if you got 200 on board, right, and you're charging $200 a month, what's that?
40,000.
Is that 40,000?
Yeah.
Is that 40,000? Are you serious? Wow.
200 times 200. No, let me see. Am I right? 200 times.
That's 4 zeros.
It is 4 zeros. It's 40,000 a month.
So if it took you 2 years, if it took you even 3 years to get to that point, and then you've gone, okay, we're outsourcing all the support, and that's like $1,000 a month or whatever that may be. Is that worth it?
It could be.
It could be.
It could
so
be.
It's that matter of just sticking to it. I think the biggest thing is being fully educated as much as you can. Like I know a lot of us entrepreneurs, we get excited and we're just like, yeah, I'm going to do it. But just sort of maybe just breathe, consider it. What are the implications? Can I support this? What might this look like? This could be rough for a little while, but those rewards in 2 years' time, certainly evident that it's worth it. So
those are the words that my avatar seems to really gravitate towards, is that supporting my people better. What,
Mhm.
instead of them going, oh, I'm putting them over here and they're on Kajabi and they're over here, and I help them do X, Y, Z. So let me just build it all and put the snapshot for them. Perfect. And then the
Yeah.
other is the monthly recurring revenue.
Yep.
It can be there. It can be a really great, it's once you're on the software, they're going to stay on the software. And the
Yep.
churn rate, they say, is under 9%. So
Yeah.
you and I know the client game. It's
Well, that's
100%.
right.
It's 100%.
It is, and even like with memberships, right? What's the
Yeah.
churn rate on that? 30% or whatever it might be. So
Yeah.
even agency work can be really high. So under 9%, that's amazing. So that's obviously why people jump into it.
Yes. It looks like quick, fast money. It's
Mm-hmm.
long-term money and it's solid money, but she's long-term money. And we
Yeah.
struggled through it together. And
Yeah.
we was, okay, let's cry.
That's right. It
Right?
was
Like,
like, oh
okay,
my
let's
gosh.
figure this out. But you're in for the long game because, of course, as you always do, you service your people well. So it's about the customer experience, and you've always been really good at that. So how can we
100%.
find you? I want to be an ad manager. I want to know about your
Ah.
dollar a day plan. I know you've got a couple of things. So tell us where we can find you.
Yeah. So of course I'm on Facebook, Jody Milward, 1L, no O's in
Yes, we'll
Milward.
link down below.
And so on Facebook, and then also jodymilward.com or socialcharlie.com.
Yes, Social Charlie. Yeah, love it. Well, it's been so great to catch up with you, and it was an honor to work with you. And I would highly recommend, if you're thinking about building a business and looking for a Facebook ads manager, or you want to be one yourself, Jody can help both.
So
Yeah.
you can. Thank you, Pam. It has been so fun.
Yeah, you bet. So great to catch up. See you soon.